Require all 30 teams to design new jerseys every year, and you're bound to get mixed results. Some fresh additions to the NBA palette. And some, well, downright regrettable decisions. But only one City Edition look entered the ranks of NBA classics. This is a story of how those threads came to be.
The business of the Miami Heat.
It's a system based on discipline, hard work.
The toughest, the meanest, the resilience.
It tests your manhood.
They call it Heat culture. Anyone who's ever been a part of the brand, from the front office to employees or just plain residents of South Florida, you know what it is. The first new school Roughnecks of the NBA back in the 90s, based on their various run-ins with the New York Knicks, Jeff Van Gundy, what up? But over the years, the idea of grit and grime became more of an inner guide, while the sun-soaked vibes of Miami's arts and tourism scene became a source of branding and splash.
Tonight, the Heat formally debut the Vice. That beautiful silhouette from 1988, looking good.
While the actual days of Crockett and Tubbs on television are over, the vibe from that era has always flourished in Miami. So when Nike signed an 8-year apparel deal with the NBA and told teams that they were making City Edition jerseys, the franchise founded in 1988 was ready.
We know what we want to do. We know exactly what we want to do. We didn't have the design nailed down specifically, but we knew we wanted to do something in the colorway of fuchsia and blue and black and white.
I'd be lying if we said that we weren't trying to have the most talked about jersey out there. You know, that's part of the brand.
And so our designers went to work.
The result was an instant hit. The first edition of the jerseys are the real class of the bunch. The predominantly white profile with the leisure fuchsia and bluegale accents created a striking yet simple look. But that was just chapter one. The Heat extended the series over the ensuing years by tapping into the city's unmistakable visual vocabulary. A black Vice Knights edition, a fuchsia Sunset Vice edition, which was the first all-pink uni in NBA history, a blue Vice Wave edition, and finally, a gradient look called Vice Versa.
Every color embodies a part of Miami. You know, if you want to go with the black, then I would say Liberty City. If you want to go with the blue, I would say South Beach. You know what I mean? And if you want to go with the pink, the new Wynwood, not the old Wynwood. Every different color embodies Miami, man.
The campaign was a huge commercial success. Miami sold more Vice jerseys that first year than the City Edition uniforms of the other 29 NBA teams combined. And the 4 years of Vice produced more jersey sales than the 4-year run of the LeBron, Wade, Bosh Big Three. Speaking of D-Wade, 2 weeks after Vice made their debut, Miami got a bigger boost than they could have ever imagined in the form of natural marketing.
This is SportsCenter.
Dwyane Wade, the significance of him going home to Miami.
Yeah, he has longed for that environment in Miami. He wants to retire there.
Flash, Dwyane Wade, the legendary player who led the Heat to their first ever NBA title and Finals MVP to boot, was back in the building. One last tour with the old general with brand new unis to show off. What a pairing.
Kaboom! He's back!
When he showed up here and we did our photo shoot and we had him in the Vice uniform, there was like this sigh of relief, and he kind of like let on that there was like text message conversations between him and the other former players about the uniform. So to hear him, Dwyane, who we love and we wanted to have him in it, be as excited to put it on that first day, it meant so much.
7 seconds left, forces one up and scores!
Dwyane Wade running around saying, "This is my house." It is again, baby.
That wasn't the only magical moment for Wade and Vice. Exactly 1 calendar year later, in the middle of his farewell tour, number 3 conjured up a miracle against the defending champs.
5 seconds left. Waiters, back to Dwyane. Shoots. No, he couldn't get it off. Now fires it up. Bank it in! It counts! It counts! The Heat win the game!
You know, we had so many, great years together, so much success together. You know, the last opportunity that I had to wear a Vice uniform with my brother Dwyane on the court is something that I'll always remember.
These fresh moments from a classic Miami figure tapped into the very feeling of nostalgia that Heat designers were chasing when they conceived of Vice.
Our first media guide cover had pink and blue in it. All-Star was very Art Deco. It wasn't hard to find it, is really what I'm getting down to. It was really just finding all these different little things that really spoke to the 80s and saying, hey, here it is for us. I'll always say the turning point of the jersey is finding this Miami mark. It was on our first arena. It was able to tie back this whole concept to basketball, and because I think after that, every single iteration that we took after that had the Miami mark as part of it some way, somehow. So that was easily the single biggest inspiration that we had.
Clearly, the look has caught on well with the younger guys on the team, too. Dudes like Tyler Herro, a fashion blog regular who boasts millions of followers on social media, loved it.
To see Tyler in the Vice Wave uniform at this team's media day and to know that he was so excited about it, he posted about it on social, it was really fantastic. The best thing that player can ask you the day that they're wearing this uniform is what are the official Nike colors, because then you know that they're going to make custom sneakers to match the uniform so that they see the opportunity to extend their own brand to be the exact PMS colors of what the Vice uniform is.
But it's a rare piece of fashion that holds appeal for both a 19-year-old rookie and a teammate approaching 40.
We got flavor down here. When you talk about Miami, you talk about our flavor, you talk about the style, when you talk about Miami Vice. I remember growing up, watching Crockett and Tugs driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and I'm a kid, I'm like, oh man, that's how they doing it.
Representing the city was always the goal, something the team takes very seriously.
Glitz, glamour, style, you know, there's a light side of Miami, you know what I mean? The sun, the clouds, you get it all here. What better way to do it, you know what I'm saying, than to come out and just drip it out and make yourself known, make a statement. You know, whatever you wear, you make a statement, you have to own it, you have to be confident in it. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing here.